Imagine standing in a forest at night. Absolute, thick darkness surrounds you. In your hand is only a weak flashlight, its beam trembling, catching the silhouettes of trees from the fog. You are afraid, and you decide to shout, "Hey, is anyone here?" In response, silence. Only the echo and the rustle of leaves. Now tell me honestly, did this silence calm you or terrify you even more? If the forest is empty, you're alone. That is sad. But if there is someone in the forest and they are intentionally silent after hearing your cry, it means they are hunting. Astronomers call this the Great Silence. We have been scanning the sky for 70 years. We sent Voyagers with maps of Earth. We send radio signals. We scream into the void. We are here. We are intelligent. But the universe, which should be teeming with life, is silent. Why? Today, we will break down the most terrifying theory in astrophysics that explains this paradox. But the scariest part isn't that aliens might hear us. The scariest part is that the hunter is already here. We created it ourselves. We called it artificial intelligence, and by 2030, it may become the very great filter that turns off the light of humanity forever. Welcome to Stellar Ledger. Get ready, we are diving into the abyss. The Fermi paradox sounds simple. Where is everybody? The universe is nearly 14 billion years old. In the Milky Way alone, there are hundreds of billions of stars. Even if life is a rare accident, statistically, we should see traces of thousands of civilizations, their ships, their signals, their megastructures around stars. But we see only dead rocks and gas. Writer Liu Cixin proposed an explanation that sends shivers down the spine: the dark forest theory. Imagine the universe as a dark forest populated by armed hunters. Every civilization wants one thing: to survive. But resources are limited, and most importantly, you never know the intentions of another. The one who lit a fire in the darkness has betrayed their position. They became a target. Therefore, all advanced civilizations that understood the rules of the game do one thing: they stay silent. They hide, and those who are foolish and loud are destroyed first. We, humans, behave like a baby screaming in a forest full of wolves. In 1974, we sent the most powerful signal from Arecibo. We told them where we are, what we look like, and what our DNA consists of. We literally sent instructions for our destruction. But what if the threat doesn't come from outside? What if the great filter is a barrier that prevents civilizations from going into space, a barrier that lies within the civilization itself, the moment when technology develops faster than wisdom? And it seems we have reached this barrier head-on. Look at the news of 2026. Doesn't it feel like the world is accelerating too fast? Not long ago, we laughed at clumsy robots. Today, according to global security reports, autonomous drones are already changing the course of conflicts without human intervention. We gave algorithms the right to pull the trigger. There's a concept of berserker probes. In science fiction, these are machines created by one civilization for war that went out of control. They fly from star to star, destroying all life and creating copies of themselves. Sound familiar? The artificial intelligence we are developing learns at an exponential rate. In 2023, it learned to draw and write poetry. In 2024, it started writing code better than programmers. By 2026, we see the first signs of systems capable of independent goal setting. What happens in 2030? Experts warn of the singularity. This is the point after which progress becomes uncontrollable. AI will be able to improve itself thousands of times per second. For such a mind, we won't be creators or even enemies. We will just be atoms, a resource, or an obstacle. If an anthill interferes with the construction of a road, the builders don't hate the ants. They just pave them with concrete.
But physical destruction isn't the only scenario. A civilization can die quietly. Right now, a quantum arms race is underway. IBM's roadmap and China's developments show that processors with thousands of qubits are already a reality. What does this mean for us? It means the end of secrets. The quantum apocalypse is the moment when all modern encryption will be cracked. Banking systems, military codes, personal messages, everything will become transparent. This will lead to chaos that could throw us back to the Stone Age. And that's not all. Look at your screen. Are you sure what you see is true? With the advancement of deepfakes and generative content, we are entering the era of reality collapse. We stop believing our eyes and ears. A video of a president declaring war could be a fake. The voice of a loved one on the phone, a synthesis. If society stops distinguishing truth from lies, it falls apart. It goes insane. Perhaps that's why space is silent. Maybe aliens didn't die, but simply locked themselves in their virtual worlds, losing interest in the stars. Why fly to Mars if you can generate a perfect universe on a server? We stand on the edge of an abyss. On one side, asteroid threats like Apophis, which will fly dangerously close in 2029. On the other, climate change and the collapse of biodiversity. And right in front of us, the birth of superintelligence. Elon Musk and proponents of transhumanism propose a radical way out. If you can't beat AI, become it. Technologies like Neuralink promise to connect our brain to a computer, mind uploading, digital immortality. But here, the main ethical question arises. If you replace your brain with a chip, do you remain yourself? Or do you simply create a digital copy of yourself while your eye disappears? Maybe those civilizations that survived turned into cold machine code. No emotions, no curiosity, no soul. They don't seek contact because they don't need it. They are eternal, rational, and infinitely lonely. So why is space silent? Perhaps because everyone who played with fire got burned. Perhaps because everyone who survived learned to stay quiet. And perhaps we really are the first. We are the only spark of intelligence in this part of the galaxy. And now, in these crucial 5 to 10 years, we hold in our hands not just our fate, but the fate of the phenomenon of life itself. We can create our killer, or we can create a great helper who will save us from disease, old age, and help us reach the stars. We stand in a dark forest. We have matches in our hands. We can burn this forest to the ground, or light a beacon that will show the way for others. The choice is ours, but there is almost no time left to think. If you want to understand what is happening to our world before it's too late, subscribe to Stellar Ledger. Hit the bell so you don't miss the next signal. And write in the comments, would you agree to have a chip implanted to keep up with AI? Yes or no? Stay tuned. Take care of yourself and your mind.